Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the new lecture of System Analysis and Design course. In my last lecture, I was covering phases of project management process, and there are 4 phases. What are the name of those phases? Phase 1, initiation. Phase 2, planning. Phase 3, execution. Phase 4, close down. So there are 4 phases, and in the last lecture I covered initiation and planning. In the project initiation, customer will always send a request. What is the name of the request? SSR. S for Superman, S for Spider-Man, R for Rat. So Superman and Spider-Man are fighting for Rat. No, it's a system service request. So it is always sent by the customer to 3 or 4 software companies so they can submit a feasibility report, quotation, proposal. So initialization requires SSR. After that, the software company initialize the team, and they have to take care about the relationship with the customer, and they have to plan it. Management procedures will be followed, and project management environment, project workbook, it's all under the project initiation. And then we have the planning. In the planning, software company will define, first of all, history. History means tarikh. Tarikh means shusme, yani what is the existing system running at the customer side. It could be manual or automated, doesn't matter. Then software company will define the problems, and in the history don't forget to mention what are the functionalities of the existing system, plus what are the roles of the customer from the top management, middle management, lower management. So that means there are 3 levels of management: top management, middle management, lower management. And then what are their roles, including the flow of information from top to down or down to top. After that, software company will define the problems. The problems customer is facing using the system. What are the problems? And then scope will be defined. Project scope. Project scope means goals, but we say in our terminology there should be a statement of scope. Statement of scope means how the software company will solve the problems of the customer. That you already mentioned in, for example, 1.1 is the history, 1.2 is the problems of the current system, and 1.3 is the scope of the new system, how it will address the problems of the current system. After that, under the scope, you will define context. What is context? In our Urdu subject, like in Saudi Arabia there is Arabic, we have a subject Urdu, and in our 10th standard there is a question in the exam from the different stories or lessons. The person who prepared the exam, there is a question by taking one of the paragraphs from one of the stories or lessons, that what is the context of this paragraph. That means what is before and what is the after, how this paragraph completes the story. Same context of the new system means what are the existing systems running at the customer side and how the new system will be integrated to the existing systems. Like in Saudi Arabia, we don't have Standard Chartered Bank or Grindlays Bank. If Standard Chartered Bank or Grindlays Bank decides to open the branch or branches in Saudi Arabia, both banks have to introduce their ATM system. So existing ATM network, which is called MADA in Saudi Arabia, and in Pakistan it's called One Link system. The existing MADA is the context for the new ATM systems of Standard Chartered Bank or Grindlays Bank. That is the context for the new system, that what are the existing systems running at the customer side and how the new system will be integrated, and what are the constraints regarding the integration. For example, Masalan, what are the constraints? What comes to your mind? Architectural constraints, protocol constraints, hardware constraints, memory constraints, services, quality of service constraints, software constraints in terms of integration. Existing MADA is using specific protocol, specific languages, and the new system has to be compatible with the existing systems. Then, after that, what are the main functions of the new system? Main modules of the new system like Hotmail system, inbox, junk, compose, send message, trash. After that, what are the functional decomposition or work breakdown in terms of how the new modules of the new system, the main modules of the new system, they will be decomposed into sub-functions. For example, main menu is there, like in PowerPoint you have file, you have insert, you have design, transition, animation, slideshow. Under the each word, the file, you have sub-menu. Under insert you have sub-menu. Under transition you have sub-menu. Under animation you have sub-menu. It's difficult to write down all these sub-functions. So menu is a single term. Under there are specific commands under a single term is called menu. So that means we have to use some other technique like graphical technique. So we have hierarchical charts are there. So hierarchical charts is a graphical technique to show the functional decomposition. What is the other name of functional decomposition? It is called divide and conquer. It is called stepwise refinement. And then feasibilities are there. What are the main type of feasibilities? We have economic, technical, operational, schedule. This is all under the project planning. I will cover them later on in detail. Let me complete the phases. Then you have project execution, phase number 3. Under the project execution, execute the baseline plan, what you already cover in the feasibility or in the planning. Monitor progress against the baseline plan, that you are following the baseline plan, and how much is the difference between planned budget and actual budget. What is the difference between planned schedule and the actual schedule. Then manage changes in the baseline plan in terms of what are the changes in terms of requirements changes. So when you change the requirements, you have to re-estimate the time, cost, and other constraints. Then maintain project workbook. Then communicate project status. Then you have close down, the last phase. Close down the project, covering the conducting the post project reviews, close the customer contract. That's all about the project management phases. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.